Why does Colin Kaepernick not have a job? Why does Colin Kaepernick not have a job? Why does Colin Kaepernick not have a job?
What's up, guys? It's your daddy Vern back with another sports report. And today, as you just saw that intro clip from First Take, we are talking about the man, Colin Kaepernick, okay?
Still. And quarterbacks are going down like flies with injuries.
Molly, there's no credible argument from a performance standpoint why Colin Kaepernick's not in the NFL.
At least not being interviewed.
Right. I mean, we can debate how many teams he should start for, but there's no credible argument as to the fact that this guy cannot be one of the top 32 or top 64 quarterbacks in the league. The NFL does not want Colin Kaepernick. And when you see guys being signed who can't throw the ball from point A to point B without either throwing an interception or falling down, what it says is that they simply do not want this guy. Now, there are many reasons for that. I think a lot of teams feel like he would be a distraction because the first time we have an incident where something happens in the country and he's going to be the face of that in terms of, going out there and doing things, a lot of teams don't want it. But I also think the reality of it is after he settled his grievance against the league, a lot of these owners and a lot of the people that Steven's talking about who control the levers of power, like, we're done. He got his money. We're not going to deal anything else with him. But there is no credible argument from a performance standpoint.
And, well, as you saw in the earlier video, AB still has team interested in him. Antonio Brown still has teams interested in him, yet Colin Kaepernick, in as great shape as he's in, still finds himself looking for a job. So why is that, do you think? Well, these guys on First Take talked about how there's not enough ownership, minority ownership of particular African-American ownership in the NFL.
But I'll tell you what the NFL can really, really do. That's be a big deal. Have a black owner in the National Football League. Have diversity within the ownership group so when you're amongst one another as a board of governors overseeing and having purview over the league itself, there's someone in that room who looks like us, who culturally identifies with us, who can relate to our experiences, our trials and tribulations, not just through your prism. Make sure they're in that room when you're taking the positions that you take and you're articulating the positions that you're articulating. Because when that happens, and I'm not talking about just one, I would like to see 2 or 3 minority owners, personally. The reason why, or some people call it the global majority because we are the global majority, but nevertheless, the point is to be in that room is going to tell us a lot because suddenly now you have to stand front and center and you have to make sure that you disseminate your message in front of people
but that's
who live
why
differently than you.
You're at, listen.
A seat at the table.
I've
Go
said
ahead,
it many times on this show. The reason Kaepernick doesn't have a job, like what is he really protesting? Systemic racism, really, like broadly, okay? The reason he doesn't have a job, partly, is probably because of systemic racism. Why aren't there black owners in the NFL? Really, the reason is black people don't have as much money as white people. And the reason for per capita, like however you want, and the reason for that is you can trace it: slavery, Reconstruction, Jim Crow, systemic racism. Unless the argument is, no, black people are intrinsically worse at making money than white people. If that's not the argument, then we have to acknowledge that the reason he doesn't have a job is because he's protesting the reason that he doesn't have a job.
Yeah, but I'll give this to you, Jason, because you should have the last word on this. I will tell you this. You can give me, what is it, Wednesday? I can literally find 3 black owners, majority owners for an NFL team by Friday. If you tell me we're willing to let them in our good old boy network, I promise you it would take me 48 hours and I can find 5 black folks, the Oprahs of the world and Bob Johnsons of the world and others that'll be like this. Excuse me, we're interested. You can let us in.
And that needs to be changed and it needs to be addressed. And before we start, pointing fingers at who for this particular situation, I really think that we need to really give it time as far as for Jay-Z, what he did with the NFL, that partnership. Let's give that time to see what happens, man, because I really do think that Jay-Z will not let this situation go the way that it's been going. I don't think that he's going to continue his relationship with the NFL or that partnership if Colin doesn't get a job soon. And, I mean, we've seen quarterbacks go down, backup quarterbacks go down. I don't know if we ever seen something like this before. And they're calling quarterbacks that are trash. All right, they're trash. They got trash quarterbacks on the field when Colin Kaepernick could be here earning some money for the NFL. But I don't know if he's still being blackballed or, hey, he did get that settlement, and I guess they're done with him. Hey, you sued us, you got your money, be done with it. There's still other sports leagues that Colin can play for, arena football leagues and things like this. So, Colin has options if he really wants to play and start getting a check, and if he's, financially in a bind. So, but yeah, man, I don't know what's up with the NFL on this. Definitely, I feel like Jay-Z needs to step in, but I think we should give him time because, this just happened. And so I think we need to give Jay-Z time to really figure this out. And if he doesn't, then we attack him, all right? Because Colin needs a job. It ain't fair, all right? AB getting offers, and AB walking up to females with a towel covering his penis. That's not right, all right? That's not right. Colin should have a job, and you know that, That's my take on it. Peace.
Clearly, it's a problem for the NFL because there are not people of color, well, there are not black people who have a seat at that table.